Round 2, battling the exploding tomatoes. I'm gonna roll the dice for mage and the paladin. Lots of 1s and 2s. And then we can re-roll twice. For the mage, looking at our skills, I think I will keep the 1s for now and re-roll all of the 2s. We need to do some damage, so we need some 6s, and we do have some 6s, so that's good. We could trade that in for a heroism token. I got the 2 again. I am okay with keeping the 2 and putting it on Disturbing Smile. And I guess I will keep these shields the 1s to trade them into shields. So we get 2 shields and 1 heroism token for these 3 dice. Over here on the paladin side, I'm going to assign the 4 to bows, I think. Let's see, how do I get... I think I really need 6s. I'm going to re-roll everything here, actually, except the shield. Come on, 6. Alright, we got 1 6. That's great. We could do this. We could do that. And that. Now, the problem is we have no maneuver. We don't have any 3s to maneuver. So I guess we'll have to wait for the tomatoes to come to us. I guess I will put this at the battle heal ability. Maybe heal up the mage a little bit here. And then trade this into a shield. And the 6 I'll trade in for a heroism token. It is now initiative. I don't have any abilities that I want to activate at this point. So we'll move into the Minion activation. I will start with the character with the higher threat, which is the mage. And the mage, it will activate this character. And it will bounce frantically. Unless engaged, move to lowest threat. Now, lowest threat is the paladin, so it will move to the paladin. Then it will give the paladin a ferocious bite, deal 1 damage to adjacent lowest threat. Target gains an exposed marker after the attack. Paladin will use a shield to block that off, and he will get an exposed marker. Next, the paladin will activate this monster here, which will bounce away. If engaged, move to a new distant group. Well, it is not engaged. Splash. Each hero gains an exposed marker. Another one. So, here and here. And then spit. The tomatoes taunt us by spitting at us, deal 1 damage to the active hero. So the mage will take 1 damage. He will block it off with the shield. The exposed marker on the mage gets revealed because it's being dealt damage and is a +1. So in addition to blocking off the damage with the shield, it also takes 1 damage. So he is down to 2. Now it's the paladin's turn to activate minions. He will first activate this one. And it will bounce frantically. So once again, move to the hero with the lowest threat, which is the paladin. Give it a ferocious bite, so deal 1 damage to the paladin. And target gains an exposed marker after the attack. Because he's being dealt damage, we're going to reveal the exposed markers. And it has a blank and a push. Cool. So it will push this guy away. Not sure I want that actually. And he gets an exposed marker after the attack. The final minion I will activate is this one. He will engage. Unless engaged, move to the active hero. So he will go towards the paladin. Deal 1 damage to adjacent active hero. So we're going to reveal. And we have a special exposed marker. So we have to resolve the attack first and then do some special steps. Paladin takes a damage. Place this marker in all previously revealed blank exposed markers away from the exposed marker pool. These markers will no longer be used in this battle. These are all of our revealed markers. So we're going to remove the blanks. And then we're going to flip all these face down. And then we're going to put all of them back into our pool of exposed markers. So effectively, increasing the chances that we would get a non-blank exposed marker. And that would be the monster activation. It's now for some revenge. We're going to do Holy Smite and deal 1 damage to adjacent character and push the target back. But we're going to spend our heroism token to add 2 damage to the attack. It will hit this minion here, and because it has a shield, that would only be 2 damage instead of 3, so it would be down to 2 health. Holy Smite is going to push the tomato away. We're going to do the Holy Smite again. This time we only deal 1 damage to an adjacent character. And the second Holy Smite will kill off this minion here because it only has 1 health left. Next, the mage will cast a Ray of Doom, which allows me to deal 3 damage to a character. I will spend a heroism token to make that 4 damage, and I will hit, let's see, maybe, yeah, just hit this one here. So 4 damage. It does have 1 shield, so 3 damage total, and it's gonna be down to 1 health, and it's gonna be an exploding tomato too. Finally, the paladin will cast Battle Heal, which allows me to heal a character for 1 hit point. I guess I will heal the mage. When you're healing in battle, you only get these broken hit point tokens, which looks different from the regular ones. And during the battle, these are treated as, regular hit point tokens, but after the battle, these have to be discarded. So they kind of just last you through the battle, but at the end of it, you have to get rid of them. Alright, so that's round 2. We actually have a shield that we didn't use for the mage. Unfortunately, we lose this. We don't get to keep it for the next round. We are not doing too well here. It's a lot of minions, and our health is down to 2 or 3 points. And healing is really slow as well. So I'm a little bit concerned, but let's see what happens. Okay, round 3. I'm going to roll for the mage and roll for the paladin. Good, lots of 6s. So let's work with this. Alright, so I'm going to put the 6 in Ray of Doom, of course. I want to assign, potentially, the spell book here. No, wait, should I? Maybe. I'll probably do that later. I'll save that for now. We also have a 5, which is useless for the mage, and 2 2s. I don't think I need any of these. I'm going to re-roll these 3. Wow, 2 6s and 1 4. Alright. That's good. So we can get a heroism token, of course, with this, which would help us. The 4, once again, is not too useful. I'm going to reroll all 3 of these. I'm hoping for some shield, actually. And, wow, we've got 3 2s. That is not helpful at all. Alright, that's a pretty bad roll. I guess I'll put it here. Disturbing Smile, just in case. And I'll trade this in for a heroism token. And that would be all for the mage. So I'll keep the 6s and the 1s. I'm going to reroll the 4s. They don't really do much for the paladin. And we get a 1 and a 2. That's pretty good. Let's see. I do want... Yeah, let's do this. I will put a 6 here. I will trade this into a heroism token. And then get these for shields. And that's it. So I think the mage will start us off with this mini here. And it will bounce with enthusiasm, move to the active hero. And if this tomato has 2 or less HP, it explodes. It does not have 2 or less. So I guess that is it. Nothing really bad happened there. That's good. And secondly, I will draw in this minion. Let's see what happens. Hopefully I'll draw it in. Engage. Move to the active hero. Yep. Moving in. Deal 1 damage to adjacent active hero. So 1 damage to the mage. It will lose its broken hit point marker here. Next, let's activate this minion here. Move to a new distant group if engaged. Well, it's not. Each hero gains an exposed marker. And then deal 1 damage to the active hero. So that would be the paladin. Paladin spends a shield, blocks it off. But we have to reveal the exposed marker. It is indeed a +1. So the paladin will use the second shield and block that off as well. Finally, let's activate this minion here. And we have engage. Move to the active hero. So we will move. Deal 1 damage to the adjacent active hero. Alright, down to 1 health. Okay, it's our turn now. First things first, we're going to heal up the paladin with battle heal. So it gets a broken hit point token. Next, Holy Smite with heroism tokens, so 3 damage to an adjacent character and push the target back. So with that, I will attack this. Again, it has 1 shield, so 2 damage goes through and it gets pushed back. Over at the mage side, I'm not sure I want to use this Disturbing Smile because that would put an exposed marker on the paladin, unfortunately. But let's do Ray of Doom with the heroism marker. So that's 4 damage. 4 damage going over to this minion here. Again, it has 1 shield, so 3 damage. Down to 1 health. And that's it. Our characters are hanging on. We're going to reshuffle the AI deck before we start the next round.